What's up, people? It's me, Nori here. So today's reaction, we're going to do a little bit different. We're going to react to the review of PlayStation Portal. I'm very curious how PlayStation Portal works here. So let's dive into it, shall we? I've never done this type of reaction before. Maybe do some more reaction reviews with the channel, who knows.
I did not think for a second I was going to be impressed by the PlayStation Portal. Sony's small screen remote play solution for the PS5. With remote play already working great on tablets
like the
and
upgrade
phones,
version of
and
PSP,
controller solutions like the Backbone designed specifically for playing console games remotely, the Portal seems like a solution to a problem no one had. Why spend $200 on a single-purpose device when there are much cheaper solutions already available? And yet, after spending time with the PlayStation Portal, I gotta say, this thing rules. That's not to say I wouldn't change anything about it. In fact, it has some missing features that make me scratch my head, but initial skepticism has been replaced by enthusiasm.
Okay, let's see what's the review for PlayStation Portal. Yes, I know IGN reviews, so should not leave me alone. Okay, let's do that. It just makes dual sense. Bro, did you just make a tough pun? Oh my god, you just make a pun.
First off, when it comes to the just use your phone argument against the Portal, that disintegrates once you see the screen. Now, it's not OLED, which is a bummer, but it's an extremely high-quality 8-inch LCD screen. That is much bigger than my iPhone 13 Pro Max, and it really looks fantastic. Colors are extremely vivid and absolutely pop. There's no smearing or ghosting whatsoever. And when things are in motion, they look exactly like you'd expect them to look. The viewing angle, too, is quite nice. You can freely tilt it in whatever way is most comfortable while you're using it without losing color or detail. Everything just looks crisp and alive on the screen, and I really do prefer it over using remote play on my phone.
Fuck remote play on the phone.
Opposite extreme, if you use remote play on a full-size tablet, yes, you get a bigger screen. That might be the best way to strike the perfect balance between portability and screen real estate, but you still have to supply a controller, which, given the fact that you clearly own a PS5, probably not that big of a deal. However, the advantage of the Portal over a tablet is you get the good-sized screen with a controller built right into an all-in-one solution, so you can hold the Portal and play your games in any position you like. Because it's effectively a DualSense with the middle stretched and turned into a screen, the Portal is instantly familiar to feel and use. It even has the DualSense features like vibration and resistive triggers. The only feature it's missing is the touchpad, but a quick tap of the screen brings up a virtual replacement. But the functionality of every part of the traditional DualSense controller is right there, literally at your fingertips. The Portal comes in at roughly 1.17 pounds. For comparison, my iPhone 13 Pro Max with Backbone weighs in at just under 1 pound. I was actually surprised at that result when I popped it on the scale. I seriously thought it was less than that because it feels very light and comfortable without coming off as cheap, and I never got tired of holding it. I used it sitting on my couch, laying in bed, even at the local coffee shop, and I never felt like I needed to put it down and take a break. Since it is so much lighter than I was anticipating and the screen is really bright, I wasn't expecting much from the battery life. If the notoriously short-lived DualSense is anything to go by, it was never going to be amazing. I played Final Fantasy VII Remake, Astro's Playroom, and Spider-Man 2, swapping between them over the course of my battery test without ever shutting down the Portal, and I got 4.5 hours of use with the brightness turned to 100% and the volume at around 50%. The Nintendo Switch OLED gets roughly the same battery life under ideal conditions, and the Portal easily beats the Steam Deck, which often struggles to hit 2 hours. However, both of those devices are doing much heavier lifting than the Portal, which isn't doing any major graphical processing. Personally, I feel like that's plenty of time before having to plug it into the USB-C port for power. No doubt that number could be greatly increased by turning the brightness down and the controller features like vibration and trigger reactions off.
Interesting.
As has been pointed out many times, the PlayStation Portal shortens to PSP, which is an initialism shared by Sony's first dedicated handheld gaming device that came out way back in 2005.
That's how the original PSP still right now.
But the Portal is definitely not a shot across Nintendo's bow, because the Portal only plays games via remote play, so It's not like you can play it on the go. There's no version with a cellular connection,
okay.
or without also owning a PlayStation 5. There is literally nothing else it can do.
Oh.
That seems like a bit of a bummer given the $200
really is.
price tag. I'd have liked to at least be able to watch Netflix or YouTube on the Portal, but all media functions are disabled on Sony Remote Play.
Damn,
The PlayStation Portal will only play games and let you navigate PS5's menus, so without a PS5 at the ready, the Portal is a paperweight. It's also completely bonkers that this thing doesn't have Bluetooth. If you want to listen to your games without everybody in the room hearing them along
really?
with you,
Okay, that's-
you're going to
yeah.
need either a wired headset, which sucks, it's 2023, or you'll need one of Sony's proprietary PlayStation Link compatible headsets or earbuds,
Okay.
which also sucks.
Damn.
Add to the suckiness the fact that those earbuds and headset aren't even out yet. Hey,
Bro, they're not
don't
even
worry.
out. What the fuck?
Earbuds come out December
Why's
6th.
it come out
Oh, wait, but
$200?
don't worry, because they cost $200 on their own.
Fuck. Okay.
Wait, actually, the next
Well, there's
Pulse
the
headset is
Pulse,
$149, so that's a little bit of a savings. But oh no, they don't come out until the end of February 2024.
That's not looking
What the
great
hell,
for
Sony?
PlayStation Portal.
At least this problem has an expiration date,
That's not looking
unless you
great.
don't intend to
Damn.
buy the Sony headphones. But it's gonna be frustrating for early adopters. I really cannot understand why Sony didn't include Bluetooth. If it's a cost-saving measure, it's a bizarre one, given there's still some kind of chip in there broadcasting Sony's sound tech. So I don't think that's the case. Plus, Bluetooth is super cheap and it's in everything. My shoe has Bluetooth.
Damn.
It's made all the more frustrating by the fact that
Yeah,
the
that's
single
not gonna
worst
Portal.
part of the Portal is its built-in speakers. They sound flaccid and underpowered with
really?
little in the way of audio range.
Oh,
I
that's
do
weird.
appreciate they are stereo speakers, and in games that use stereo effects, it is actually noticeable. But otherwise, the sound is really underwhelming, and at
Damn,
full
that
volume,
sucks.
it sounds blown out.
Oh, really?
My
Damn.
phone's speaker
that's-
sounds better, and hey, I can pair my phone to my Bluetooth headset. Setting up the Portal is extremely easy. You just need to make sure your PS5 is set up for remote play first. Then you power on the Portal, connect to Wi-Fi, wait for it to download the update and restart, then wait for it to apply the update and restart again, and then follow the prompts to pair it to your PlayStation 5. Okay, yes, that sounds like a hassle now that I say it all out loud, but it's not like you can mess it up, and it's a process you only need to do once.
Oh, that's good.
Other thing you need to do is make sure your PlayStation 5 is in rest mode and not completely powered down, or else it won't turn on and connect when you pick up your Portal.
That's weird.
The first
okay.
time I connected, it took a few moments to find my PlayStation 5, but when it did work, it worked flawlessly.
Okay.
It's so cool to be able to use my PS5 in what is otherwise a completely normal way, but on a bright, beautiful, portable screen. First game I played was, of course, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, and my initial worry was, some of the text would probably be too small to read, but the 8-inch screen proved to be just big enough to see everything, even the smaller text. I hadn't actually gotten around to playing Spider-Man 2 yet, and it turned out to be an awesome showcase for the Portal.
Alright, that's
The smaller screen obviously minimizes the scale of the earliest boss battle, but for being able to play while lying down on my couch, I'll take that trade. I also played NHL 23 and found it incredibly fun on the small screen as well. Didn't have any issues with text or menus, although a little hard to see some of the action around the net on that 8-inch screen.
Damn.
If you've used Remote Play before, you know the single biggest bottleneck in performance is the quality of your Wi-Fi signal.
Oh, shit.
I have a decent Wi-Fi router.
My
Yes,
Wi-Fi
it's
is
the one
great,
provided
so
by my
I'm sure it's
ISP. Okay. And never once did the signal drop out while using the Portal in my living room. However, in both Spider-Man and NHL, there was a noticeable drop in frame rate in moments where the action got really fast, although it was very brief. Occasionally,
the
I'd
lag.
spot
I
the
saw the
resolution
lag.
drop down for a tick or two,
Saw a little
but
lag
again,
there.
that was
Oh my
only
God.
during the fastest and most heated parts of the games.
Damn.
The only time the stream really struggled was when I was downloading a game.
Oh,
I wanted to test the Portal's battery life against Astro's Playroom's awesome DualSense controller features, and went to re-add it to my library. Since my PS5 is connected wirelessly, the added bandwidth of a game download brought Remote Play to its knees, even losing connection once or twice before picking it back up again. Once the download was completed, everything returned to normal. Moving away from the router to my bedroom, where I have less than stellar Wi-Fi coverage, the problem got pretty bad.
Oh, shit.
It was no fault of the portal, it was wholly because I haven't set up enough access points to give it a good enough signal. At this point, I had switched to playing Final Fantasy VII Remake exclusively, and there were occasions when the streaming buffer was working so hard, the resolution drop made text completely unreadable.
Oh,
the moral of the story is that if you're planning on getting a PlayStation Portal, you should make sure your household Wi-Fi coverage is in top form anywhere you're going to want to play it. Sony also recommends you have a 15 megabits per second or greater connection for best results, but the minimum requirement is 5 megabits per second. After establishing the portal works great in most of my house, I packed it up and took it to Dunkin' Donuts, which, as a New Englander, I am required by law to visit at least
How's that
once a
go?
month. I'd hoped to test its performance on public Wi-Fi, but this was a total bust. Dunkin', like many chains, airports, libraries, hotels, and other locations offering guest Wi-Fi, requires you to visit a website and acknowledge its terms of service before allowing you onto their network. And the portal has no web browser to allow such an interaction.
Okay, now that sucks.
That is a huge bummer, because pretty much
I thought it was gonna be
any
portable
place
like
you'd
the
want to
Switch
use it outside
or
your
the
house
Steam
is going to
Deck, but
require
guess
that
not.
initial login
Damn,
page.
that doesn't work.
This seems like
Cannot connect
something
to
that could be
PS5.
handled in a future update, but for now, you are out of luck. However,
So basically it's great
one
to
of
play
the
at
locally
house,
owned
not
coffee
great at
shops
travel.
in my town
Yeah.
has free Wi-Fi with no such requirements, so I took the portal in for a cup of coffee to see if it worked as advertised. Getting on their Wi-Fi was easy, but connecting to my console back home took long enough that I was worried it wasn't going to work. But once it did, it worked incredibly well. In fact, it worked almost as well as it does at my house when both devices are on the same network.
Interesting.
This was the turning point for me, where I went from, well, this is kind of neat, to this is actually rad. There I was playing Final Fantasy VII Remake from the PS5 in my house in a cafe across town, and it was nearly indistinguishable from the experience at home. Again, that's something that can certainly be done on your phone or tablet, and those
I'm not
are
getting
also
the
able to get
PlayStation
past that
Portal
login screen,
right now.
but none of them feel as good to hold and play as the Portal.
The verdict. Let's see the
The
verdict.
PlayStation
of
Portal
this.
is the most surprising device I've ever come away from loving after going in loaded with skepticism. It's such a better experience than using your phone with a slap-on controller, and it works
that's better.
so much better than I was anticipating. I really love the freedom it gives me to play my PS5 from anywhere with decent Wi-Fi coverage, especially when the rest of my family was using the TV to, somewhat ironically, play Nintendo Switch. Bearing in mind that it's in no way a standalone device and 100% requires a PlayStation 5 to function
Obviously.
at all,
That
the
makes
biggest
sense.
things keeping this Portal from being a truly amazing device are its current lack of a way to access Wi-Fi that requires a web browser to log in, and its lack of Bluetooth support for audio.
And
For
yet
now,
the audio
though,
sucks
it is
too
a
in the game,
great device
and
that
the
represents the
portal,
best current solution for PlayStation Remote Play. And if it weren't for those two baffling caveats, I'd call this a must-own device for every PS5 owner who enjoys playing games on handheld or has to compete for the household TV.
So it's an 8 out of 10. It's solid. It's a solid 8.
For more handheld goodness, check out our review of the Steam Deck OLED, and for everything else, keep it right here on IGN.
Right. Well, there you go, folks. Now, since I see the ratings and stuff, okay, the traveling thing, that's going to be annoying. So I have to go back and forth with the PS5 internet thing, the web browser or whatever, to connect to the Wi-Fi and going out. And two, the only thing that sucks is the audio sucks so bad. I know Bluetooth, so I just basically just put my earphones and just play it that way, like I did with the Switch. All right, that's very educational. I don't know. What do you guys think about this PlayStation Portal? Me, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, it sounds convincing, but I'm not getting it right away. For now, I'll probably buy it during the holidays or during my birthday. I don't know. I haven't fully decide if I get it to PlayStation Portal. So this is questionable for now. But yeah, I see the review is solid. I can say it's solid. But yeah, all right, interesting shit. Okay, question for y'all: are you gonna get the PlayStation Portal? I mean, to be honest, like it says itself, you need a PS5 itself in order to play the PlayStation Portal. I mean, that's a must. Okay, you can't just straight up buy the PlayStation Portal without owning a PS5. Or else you just wasted your money. You know, I know the PS5 is really hard to get now these days, to be honest. So hopefully you guys keep your money and one day you get a PS5 and then you can try out the PlayStation Portal shit. Well, you see me, I already have a PS5, but Portal, I don't have it yet. But I don't know, I'm still debating whether I want to get it or not. I don't know. I haven't make a full decision for it. Well, anyways, yeah, that's gonna do it to today's reaction. Yeah, very educational. So hopefully you learn something new. I learned something new for the PlayStation Portal. Well, anyways, I'm gonna end the recording here. So this has been Nori, and I'm out.